I just burped. Sorry. I didn't do that on purpose. It came out separate.
That's you didn't start recording then burp.
Well, yeah, I didn't do that. Folks,
Man,
we did it.
we did it.
We
I
did
saw
it.
the first episode of Ranking of Kings.
Hello, everyone.
That's all I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, welcome. This is the podcast now.
Already given up.
We've given up on One Piece. No. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fun Piece Podcast.
Magical Cruise about friendship and watching over 1,000 episodes of One Piece.
Yes, it's absolutely wonderful. My name is Matt.
My name is Mike.
And we have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
We have all right. So some housekeeping for everyone. Scurvy Juice, thank you so much for your email last week. It was really, really wonderful.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't even checked the email. What if we got an email this week?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even look.
Do you want to reveal the...
Yeah, I could do it.
Okay.
Also, hey, listeners out there in the listener world, thanks to listener Zom Tim for posting and sharing the podcast onto the Reddit, the One Piece Reddit.
And the one guy who responded.
Yes, and the one guy who responded, which I don't want to say they refused to listen, but they said something else. Anyway, oh my goodness, whoa, we have two emails. One's from Zom Tim saying, should we do this before or after, actually?
I think we do emails at the end.
We'll do emails at the end. All right. Anyway,
Zom,
we have two emails to talk about at the end. Very
Hot
exciting.
dog.
Thanks, listeners out there. So
at that.
exciting. Anyway, Zom Tim did share us to Reddit, specifically the One Piece subreddit.
Yeah, it's got one upvote.
Yeah?
Me.
Heck yeah.
Me, I did that.
Everybody who feels like venturing onto Reddit, please upvote that thing. Maybe we'll get past all of the posts being made like every 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. I was searching for Zom Tim's sharing.
So
just
you
because I wanted to see
searched
it.
the name of our podcast,
And
Fun Piece.
I searched the name of our podcast, Fun Piece, and I realized that there's actually a subreddit called Fun Piece that is a little not safe for work.
Yeah. And honestly,
It's
anyone on Reddit who's listening to this, you guys should be ashamed. Because if I search One Piece and look for communities, yeah, you get the 1.3 million subscriber, member, whatever, One Piece subreddit.
Yep.
Then there are 3 One Piece hentai subreddits. Then there's a meme page, and then there's another hentai subreddit dedicated to One Piece before we get down to one that's just called thick hentai.
And none of those have the word Fun Piece.
No,
in there.
but one of them is just called Fun Piece. So we might just start posting to their
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
their Fun Piece community.
Hey, Fun Piece community. If you want to spread good and spread wholesome content on the internet, unlike anywhere else on the internet,
God, it just
please,
keeps going.
please share our wholesome One Piece podcast to the Fun Piece subreddit. So there's
As the voice of reason, I am going to say, please don't do this on your work computers. Please do this on a personal device.
Yeah. What do you think the One Piece
incognito mode, whatever you got to do? What
do you think the One Piece circle jerk subreddit is all about?
I hope
It's not safe for work.
I hope it's just a bunch of drawings of like the shittiest pirates from One Piece. So it's just like a bunch of circle.
It's just a dedication to the nameless background characters.
Well, it's just a circle of jerks. So like it's like, look, there's Clahador. Look over here, it's fucking Don Krieg, who we'll talk about today.
It's just all the same shirtless guy with a big white banana mustache who I don't understand yet.
Don't look anymore. Remember, there might be spoilers.
One of them is a picture of Zorro crossed over with a Morbius.
Zorbius?
Wait, can you
Zorbius.
text me that?
Yeah.
Why? Why do
It
you
says
want that?
Even the devil shivers.
Why do you want that?
Shivers
sounds
when
funny.
a nice quote.
Okay.
I don't. I don't understand.
What do you think I want it for?
I don't know. It's Morbid time, everyone. Anyway, it's really great. The historian and I the other day watched the first. We watched the beginning of Morbius up until the moment where someone says to Jared Leto, "Hey, you should get a doctor," and then he goes, "I am a doctor."
It is like, it can't even be spoilers. It is at the 2-minute and 31-second mark. It is the fourth line in the movie.
And it's a terrible. It's even up until that point. Just
hey,
terrible.
isn't this podcast about One Piece?
Hey everyone, welcome to
We
the
just
Fun
lost
Piece
all
podcast.
11 listeners.
No, we're back. We're back, baby. We're back. It's been 5 minutes. We've talked very little about One Piece. Everyone, this week we began. What's the name of this arc?
That's my job.
Is it
Shit,
the
hold
chef?
on.
Is it the chef arc?
It's Sanji's big
It's Sanji's arc. But
Day.
what's it called?
out episode guy.
Boss.
It's the name of the restaurant, if either of you remember.
Baratie?
Baratie arc.
It's the Baratie arc. Welcome to the Baratie arc. It is episode. We've done the first 6 episodes.
Yeah,
which
so
is episode
18 through
episode-
24.
Episode 19 through 24.
What, 19?
18 was the Gaimon episode.
Fuck me. Where am I on this?
We're a little confused because last week
19.
last week we recorded 2 episodes in one night. So
I think I screwed up my notes.
As you
I
all
just put down, I
heard.
put down the wrong number.
we're figuring out the release schedule. Right now it's like Monday or Tuesday.
I mean, there's going to be no shortage. So.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I mean,
the release, yeah.
yeah, for our content.
Sometimes we watch a couple extra episodes and we release one a couple days after.
Yeah, on a Friday. It was a
Yeah.
nice little, I'm sure it was a nice.
It's probably going to happen
on a
I'm
Friday.
so sorry for the buzzing that's probably coming through.
Anyway, hey, let's just jump right on into this, huh?
Yeah, I've decided, because I was reading off the wiki, the actual episode titles.
Yes.
First of all, garbage. Second of all, the wiki's descriptions of the episodes must be ripped from like Netflix or something. They're bad.
Probably.
So I'm just gonna start saying, episode number and then the title I think it should have.
Okay.
And then we'll just start talking about it.
That's fun. I
So
like that.
episode 19, which I titled "Zoro had a predictably tragic childhood and we don't even know anything about his family yet."
Oh,
Is the title of this episode.
yes. This I cried at the end of this
I cried at this episode. And
it's fucking
It's good and bad in
Yeah.
different and interesting ways. I think I've got the most thoughts on this episode, and I think
Okay.
it's the best one they've done so far.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the best episode so far.
I think it had the best. Yeah, I mean, it had the best like character development
Yeah,
for sure.
it did things I like in media too, and a thing I don't like in media.
All right, tell it. Let's bring it on. What don't you like?
So I mean, we'll get into the whole episode is basically like Luffy finds some cannonballs, and then him and Usopp are fucking around with the cannon.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
whatever.
Zoro has a dream about his entire past.
He has to sleep to regain his energy levels.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how he heals. Like
Yeah.
it's
He heals through sleep. It's
after
fine.
the episode we just watched,
Yeah.
he's going to be sleeping for a while.
Can't wait.
But essentially, it's Kid Zoro shows up at a dojo randomly, and he's like, "I want to fight the strongest person in here." He's like, "Give me the strongest motherfucker ever, because I'm a master swordsman." And he's like, 6 or 7 or something.
Yeah.
And so the dojo master, who I don't remember,
I don't. His name does not matter.
yeah, I'm trying to watch these like not taking notes constantly so I can like enjoy it more.
It's
so I'm gonna
it's
forget
Kuina's dad.
unless they say the name like 20 times, like
Yeah.
Don Krieger.
Yeah.
Or Don Krieg. I can't remember
Can't get
his
it right.
name.
It's Kuina's dad, so it doesn't matter.
Kuina. So
Kuina's more important.
Kuina's like, I'm gonna challenge you instead. The dojo master's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And Zoro's like, how many swords can I use? And he just gets like, I don't know,
Fucking-
15, fits as
Yeah.
many. And as he's walking up to like square up with her, he's just dropping them out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And then he gets his butt kicked.
I enjoyed as he was getting his butt kicked, he then like just had 2 swords and like did a stance for a second, and then I liked all of a sudden Kuina and her dad were like,
Yeah. It's like, oh, this kid's got it.
he's got it. He sucks, but he's got it.
And he keeps losing. He loses 1,000 times to her.
Yes.
As he's training, we learn why he can hold a sword in his mouth is because he trained by holding progressively larger boulders up above a stream. Did lots of crazy training montage stuff.
After Kawina beat him, that was her 2,000th win.
Oh, I missed that detail.
Yeah, 2,000 wins, 0 losses.
We find out later that like Kawina was like starting to get just like she had been winning so much that it wasn't as easy, but he came in and like
she
started challenging. So she started training more. They eventually there's like a part where she overhears that she'll never be the greatest swordsman ever because she's a woman. Her dad says it.
Yeah, a lot of misogyny.
Yeah. And then Zoro challenges her to a fight with real swords, and he loses.
Yep.
She doesn't kill him, though, and they have a heart-to-heart where they promise to keep challenging each other and getting stronger. And Zoro's going to be the strongest swordsman ever, so is Kuina. And then...
At this point, I just wrote a quick note to myself that just said, is this going to be a traumatizing episode?
Yeah. So that's like a brief... I wrote so many more notes about this. Just like... Oh, man. Zoro not believing in gender norms and not thinking that you should be restricted by
woke child Zoro.
Woke child Zoro. So I don't like that the catalyst for Zoro is a woman dying.
Yeah,
I like that just because it's done. It's the Green Lantern like girlfriend in the fridge.
Yeah, the girlfriend
trope.
Yeah.
That sucks. What I do like is how she died. Because it sucked. Yeah. Like it is the most realistic thing. Like he doesn't get to see her like he doesn't even get to see her die. It's just some friends walk up, it's like she's dead. She died like in a fall. Yeah. Like a minor fall. She just died from that because that's how like that hits hard because that's how people die. Yeah. You don't like get to see it. They don't get to give you their final words. Yeah. I would be amazed if this show does this again. Where like it's like, yeah, sorry, Luffy. Usopp was trying to get some oranges off the top shelf, and then he tripped and snapped his neck. Like, like if the show like pulled more of that shit, like it'd be crazy. But yeah, it was like so weirdly grounded for everything we've seen so far. Yeah. And Zoro's reaction. I used to work with kids, and like his reaction felt very genuine. Like just a lot of like he responds by being like angry and aggressive and training harder and bottling it up until he is given her sword by her dad after requesting it, and he just falls apart. Like that's like the thing that breaks him. It was just really good. It was really good. Again, I wish it was like it's good that she was a female character, but then it was also like her dying was like a kind of predictable thing, but it wasn't like her being killed and he's like, I'm going after the person who killed her. Yeah. So that's good. It's it's like a mixed bag, but I think for the most part it's good. It's a mixed bag because I don't know. I feel like his training to be the world's greatest swordsman wasn't specifically because of her dying. Because, I mean, they made that, like, promise to each other, at least. Yeah. But I guess her dying definitely was a catalyst to, like, push him harder. Right. Like, he is very... like, it seems like the foundation of his character is about her, because he's still got her sword. Oh, yeah. I mean, spoilers, whatever, we're seeing it later. Out of his 3 swords that he gets fucked up by fucking Hawkeye Mihawk, hers is the one that doesn't get cut in half. Yeah. The other 2 do. But we'll talk about that in a bit. The fucking line that was fucking goddamn fucking brutal that just like sent me into emotions was when her father gives the sword and he just says, I leave her spirit in dreams in your hands. Oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. It was brutal. It was in like a, yeah, it was just like a very... Yeah, very well realized episode and everything. Very good. And we're shaken out of that by Luffy and Usopp shooting up an island. And then we meet Johnny, who's pissed and starts like fucking up the place until he gets suplexed by Luffy into a wall. Yeah. And there's like a sweet moment where they all like they blow up the island and they're all like hanging out in the kitchen and stuff, talking about how they need a chef. But Luffy's like, we need a musician.
Yeah.
And they're like, you idiot. But then it just shows Zoro and he's like, oh, he just gives like a big dumb grin. He's like, I sure do love my new family.
Yeah.
Zoro's a simple man, but in a good way.
Yes, which we'll talk about more later.
Yeah. Episode 20, which I titled Death of a Silverfish.
Okay.
Because of TikTok, I do know something about this silverfish.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I have to look it up.
The bug itself?
Yeah, I think the bug has a name.
The one in One Piece?
Yeah. Am I correct? Do you know the
Is there-
historian?
You are 100% correct.
What's the bug's name?
I know
Wait.
this because I sent it to you. Let me just pull it
Did
up.
you send me
That-
the TikTok?
I sent it to
that,
you.
Okay.
that specific silverfish?
Yeah,
Or like,
it's
Yes.
like some dude just being like, "This is how fucked up One Piece is that this bug has a name and
Yeah,
a
hold on.
backstory."
Let me
What?
pull it up.
was this just like from like an Ask Me Anything with like an Oda?
The One Piece
Probably.
insect lore.
Why is it
In case you thought there were too many characters in One Piece, the name of the bug that Full Body puts in the soup is named Batchy.
Batchy.
So the soup is
Batchy?
named Batchy. There is a Wikipedia page specifically for this bug, and it
Back
just
episode
points out the
750.
like in the anime, it looks like a silverfish. It is just like a little fucked up fly in the manga.
Is Bacci related to Butchie, one of the Meowbin brothers?
It's the only explanation.
It's really the only explanation. It's third Meowbin.
I've come back for revenge.
Currently, when this TikTok came out, Batchy ranked at number 112 in the popularity contest for every single One Piece character.
Did he rank above Sanji?
Do you have that ranking right now? Can you look that? I just want to know where fucking Clawhador's at.
Zoro's got to be
Ironically
number one.
enough, okay, so this only shows a small chunk of the ranking. It only shows 101 through 150. Clawhador is 104.
So he's above Bacci?
Clawhador ranked 8 spots above the bug that was in the soup.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
He ranked
I hate
above
this.
Billy Wood.
Billy Wood, the background character we see
Billy
later
Wood is
on,
at least like
in this
500
arc?
ranks above Clawhador.
And
We'll
like
get to
none
Billy Wood.
of these other characters that I can identify for you because you haven't met
Jesus.
a
All right,
single
whatever.
one of
We're
them.
getting back to this. Thank you for your
I would like to.
information.
If you didn't listen to the last episode, we don't like Clawhador.
Fuck that guy.
So dumb. Anyway,
Also, I don't like Mary. His ship is fine.
Mary's great. He's an honest man. He'd kill for the people he cares about. He's basically the same character as Zoro.
Can I say, we'll get into this, and I just, the funniest fucking thing to me was this episode started with Johnny bringing, was it Yasuko?
Yeah.
Or Yasako?
Yosako, yeah.
Yasuko, yeah. He brings him onto their ship, and he just very clearly has a stab wound in his chest, and he just goes, "He's been sick." And I thought that was, before any of the context, that was the funniest fucking thing ever. He's just like, "He's been
That was my
sick."
feeling
And I was
seeing is like, well, I think the
stabbed.
problem is that he's bleeding from the stomach. Turns out it's an old wound that opened up. My first note on this episode is Johnny has a watch.
Yeah.
He's got like a digital watch. So yeah, they've got Yasuko has scurvy, and Nami's like, "You absolute morons!
Yep.
He's got scurvy. Go get some limes." And I think one of the funniest things in this show so far, aside from that, is Usopp and Luffy just pouring lime juice down this man's throat, and when they run out of lime juice, they just start shoving the entire rinds down his throat.
Yep. It's very good. They see a fancy marine boat.
Yep.
With some fancy folks, specifically with one of them having some bolt knuckles. Mm-hmm. Iron Fist full body. himself.
Iron Fist full body. This guy's not good enough for the name he has.
He is not. He's absolutely not.
I feel like this guy should be Don Krieg, and Don Krieg should be Iron Fist full body.
Maybe.
Or Diamond Fist full body.
Diamond Fist full
Spoilers.
body. Yeah. after Yasuko gets fucking helped with limes, then he and
Dance
Johnny are just
around.
hooray, 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 hooray. They're very excited.
And then he immediately passes out again.
Yep.
Nami's like, you can't heal that fast, you idiot.
Yeah.
So Iron Fist Full Body just like, they exchange some words and then he's like, yeah, just shoot them. They suck.
Yep.
And I feel like not a lot happened in this episode, huh?
I mean, they get.
I guess
to
they get to the bug in the soup.
They get to the restaurant and Baratie, the sea restaurant. I was just wondering. I was wondering if it was anchored, but we find out later that it is anchored. So it's always in the same spot. So all the ships always know where it is. Why did I write?
What?
Oh, I was saying, in the One Piece world, are the Marines like less of like a military institution and more like a organized, almost like mob of dudes? Like I feel like they're less.
Is that not what all government is? Matt?
Oh, damn.
This is true. I mean, this is true.
Like more overtly than
Yeah, but I just feel like more like less loyal to the government they serve and more.
I don't know that there is. I don't think we've
I don't know if
established
there
a
is
government.
a government of sorts, but like, what are they in the
There's
Marines?
mayors.
So I don't think this is necessarily spoilers. So it is the Marines, the Navy. In One Piece, there is the world government.
Okay.
And that's just what it is. It's just called the world government. And it
Interesting.
One Piece makes it a very, very gray thing and very up to interpretation depending on the situation.
Okay. It's just kind of like we need something. Like, we just need the cops to show up, so the world government is a thing.
Kind of.
Okay.
But sometimes they're like full on knuckle mobster man.
Yeah.
You'll
There's a
get
lot of
there.
Frankenstein looking, like Frankenstein's
Yeah, like a
monster
lot of like
motherfuckers.
body.
There's a lot of body horror in the show.
I
Very-
guess that's the whole show.
Yeah, there's still. It's like the more clout somebody has, the
Yeah.
bigger they are.
Yeah. Anyway,
Seems to be the situation.
they get there. They on the way over, the Marine fucking Iron Fist Full Body has his crew shoot a cannon at the Going Merry. Luffy absorbs it and ends up deflecting it onto the Baratie Sea restaurant,
Yeah.
blowing up the head chef's Zeph's.
Yeah. Before this,
Quarters.
we meet Sanji, who's got a curly eyebrow and smokes, and we know that people don't like him.
And we know that people outside of in the One Piece world don't like Sanji. I still think he's kind of cool.
He does some cool things.
He has done some cool things.
I'll say it now. I think it's hilarious that this arc is like named after the restaurant that he works on.
Yeah.
And is it Redfoot Zeph?
Yeah.
Chef Zeph gets more attention than he
Than
does.
Sanji.
And then it just turns into Zoro's thing again. We're just back to Zoro's the main character of this show.
So far,
Luffy is so often by the sidelines just watching stuff happen and just being like, man, these guys are so cool.
yeah,
Not
commenting on things while Zoro's the one actually going through like character
doing
development.
things. Yeah. Getting stronger, having the dramatic defeats and stuff. Yeah. So before the ship gets hit with the cannonball, we meet Baratie, the bug, who was crawling under the table. So Iron Fist steps on him, puts the bug in the soup, and it ends with him like tossing the soup or wasting the. He like punches the table, and then Sanji kicks him in the face because
Yes.
he's like, "You're not gonna waste food, you dick."
And he's not a waiter. He's the sous
He's
chef.
the sous chef. And small note, Johnny and Yasuko are just fixing up the Going Merry.
Yeah, it's so
He's
nice.
a couple of good boys.
I liked Sanji's comment. He just goes, "You could have eaten it. It
Yeah.
would have been wonderful. Don't ever waste food around me again."
Which makes sense after some of the stuff we learn about him.
Yeah.
He was hungry, very hungry once.
He was very hungry once. We haven't learned more than that. We just know he was really hungry once. What?
Now,
That's true.
either we nailed that
He was really hungry
The historian's
once.
laughing. Either we nailed that, or it's way more dramatic than that.
I hope it's not that dramatic. He was just really hungry once.
I got a dum-dum ache. No comment? No comment.
I can't.
Episode 21.
21.
I call this one Simp Chef.
Because of Sanji simping for
Yeah, and it's kind of
Nami?
like,
Or is it you were simping for Patty, the chef?
I do love Patty, that Popeye-looking piece of shit. I like Zeph more. Zeph's up there
Zeph's
for one of my
pretty cool.
favorite characters. That dude's just like a cool old guy.
His solid
His-
weapon hat.
His big hat.
His Doug Dimmadome.
No, that was
Or
like
the
because
Dimsdale Dimmadome hat.
no, it's because Sanji's the sous chef, and I was like Simp Chef. It's like kind of clever.
I got it.
It's kind of.
I got it. I
No,
got
it's
it.
fine.
It's very clever.
It's
very
really
clever. You know what else is
I
very
don't
clever?
want to talk about this episode anymore.
You know what's really clever? The episode starts with Patty just like doing his thing in the bathroom, talking to customers, being like, "Oh, like,
Oh, yeah,
you're a
he's
dumb
getting, like,
crook.
hyped
You're a
up."
dumb crook." And then the subtitles read this exactly. I have to read these subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
He's leaving the bathroom, the WC, after doing his business and everything, and he sees people. In the subtitle, he was saying like, "Oh, ready to have a great day, you dumb crook." But what the subtitles said were, "I took a healthy dump and I'm in healthy shape again today. Hello there and welcome there, you dumb crook."
Why would they change that? That's so much better.
I took a healthy dump and I'm in healthy shape again.
Oh my god.
I rewound that a number of times.
Oh man, I do like Patty. Patty's very good.
Yeah,
and
Patty's
he's
great.
consistently correct.
He is consistently correct.
They should have gotten him on the crew.
I mean, I don't think he's as good a chef as Sanji.
That's
though.
fine.
He's a great chef.
I don't think they're a crew of particular taste.
Yeah.
And one of these chefs has a big cannon that looks like a lobster,
It
and one of
does.
them doesn't.
It's true.
It's not for another episode or two, but
One of them has a big meatball cannon that looks like a lobster. And
Yeah,
one of them said the line, "He didn't treat the food or me with respect, so I taught him a lesson."
yeah,
And I liked that.
it was.
I'm okay with Sanji. I like Sanji. I don't know why people don't like Sanji. I know why people
We're
don't like
gonna-
Sanji.
We're
but
gonna find out. Yeah, I
it's-
think
yeah.
it's fine. We got to be open minded. We can't live in the biases of others.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a big old fight in the dining room. One of Don Krieg's men show up, and Gin shows up and just gets beaten up by Patty.
Yep.
Like you think it's gonna be a whole thing. Patty just beats him up and kicks him out.
Yep.
But Sanji gives him some food anyway because he's like, I don't like to see people go hungry. I'm a chef. I have to feed people. That's my whole thing. This was like the nastiest looking. I mean, this is just me personally. If I was dying of hunger and somebody's like, here's a rice dish full of octopus tentacle and
Yeah.
shrimp, I'd just be like, I'm just gonna fucking die.
I think it looked delicious.
I don't know. Have you ever eaten an octopus tentacle?
Not octopus. I've had squid.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, like, yeah, I got the guilt associated with it. I'm like, this thing is smart. These are smart creatures. It's fucked up. Yeah, it's just fucked up. Anyway, I thought it looked gross. Matt thought it looked good. Second disagreement.
That's fine. I appreciated then while Sanji was Sanji was feeding Gin. Luffy was like, "Hey, you're gonna join my crew now."
Yeah,
and then Sanji's like,
exchange was good.
Sanji's just like, "No," and then Luffy then was like, "I'm refusing your refusal."
Yep. Like, nah, I'm just not gonna accept that. You're part of my crew now.
And then Sanji's like, "No." And then Luffy's like, "Why not?" And he's like, "I don't have to tell you anything," which I appreciate. I appreciate him.
fair.
He's setting comfortable, reasonable boundaries, and Luffy should respect them.
This smelly little boy shows up and just starts demanding this of you, and you'd be like, "No, I don't think I'm gonna do that."
Yeah. And he's like, "Why not?" And you're like, "Doesn't matter."
I think we kind of skipped over the fact that Luffy has a back and forth with Zeph about how he's going to pay for the damages,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
they go back and forth about him working there for a year, and Luffy keeps talking him down. They get into a big brawl about it. I do. I thought they kept calling Luffy troll boy. And I was like, that makes sense. That's definitely not what they're calling him. And then I turned on the subtitles and it was Chore Boy.
Yeah.
Which is a little disappointing, but makes a lot of sense.
Sorry.
But yeah, the Luffy doing chores was amazing because he just sits there watching everybody argue, not like picking his nose.
Yeah.
And then he washes dishes and he just cleans them thoroughly and then just smashes them into the other sink. He's like, oh, I wasn't counting how many I broke. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's just useless. And then he gets... there's a Kobe reference. We get a call back to Kobe.
Yeah, there was a Kobe reference.
He's like, I don't know how Kobe did this.
Yeah. Kobe callback. Let's go. I hope we don't see Kobe for 600 episodes, but there's a reference every like 20
Luffy
episodes.
is thinking about Kobe constantly. Yeah. Kobe is Luffy's catalyst. You think it's Shanks?
No, it's Kobe.
It's Kobe.
It's absolutely Kobe. Jumping back around, we had Gin, who was talking about his captain, Don Krieg. I don't understand. I feel like so far every villain we've come across is always like the strongest, most fearsome, most incredible pirate on the four seas.
Yeah. Well, everybody's crew is going to say that about their boss.
I guess so. I just like, I don't know. I'm like, come on.
This guy gets shut down as not being the toughest motherfucker pretty quick.
It's true. When Luffy and Sanji were sending Gin away in like his little boat, I was like, man, we're definitely going to see this guy in like 800 episodes. And he's going to be like, thanks for the help, guys.
Yeah.
But obviously,
like
I was
next
wrong.
Episode.
We saw him the next
We
episode.
might see him in 800 episodes.
Yeah, maybe. Or he might die.
He might. Yeah, there was also a booger glass. So like Luffy comes out and he's like, you guys are eating food without me. Because the Zoro and Usopp and Nami are all there enjoying some good food. And he gets pissed. So he puts a booger in Zoro's glass. And Usopp is like so into this. He's like, oh my God, this is going to be the best thing ever. I can't believe this is happening. This is so good. And then Zoro's like going slowly to reach to drink the glass. And then it just hard cuts to him shoving the thing down Luffy's throat.
That makes more sense. I feel like I might have looked away from the booger part. That makes more sense.
Yeah, there's like one tiny little booger.
I, for some reason, thought it was just because it was water. And, like, Luffy was just, like, can't drink regular water because of the devil fruit. So he was, like, getting kind of drowned. But that makes way more sense that there was a booger.
Yeah, there's just a booger, and Usopp is, like, really getting off on it. He's like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I can't believe I've never thought of a better prank than this.
So that happens. Sanji immediately sees Nami and starts simping hard.
Yeah, he turned fast.
Which, like... Then at that moment in time, I was like, maybe he's not super cool. Maybe he's not as cool as I thought he is.
No, because I bet...
I still think he's cool. I think he just simps hard.
Yeah, I know there's like other women who join the crew, which I'm sure is rough to deal with. I guess there's always that character. I mean, like, I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, Luffy is a Goku.
Yeah.
And then Usopp is a Krillin.
Yeah.
And then Zoro is like a Piccolo / Vegeta, like, you know, the actual main character of the show. Sanji is a Yamcha.
Yeah.
He's just a Yamcha who got more attention.
Yeah.
But he's like a Yamcha mixed with...
like a Krillin.
Not even... Krillin was like horny for a little bit. But I think he's like a Yamcha mixed with a Master Roshi. Yeah. Where he's just like... I mean, they make a note, like, any woman under 80, he immediately hits like, on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gin goes back and he owns some motorcycles. Finds Don Krieg.
Yep.
And is, like, riding his motorcycle across the ocean. And then it's all, like, dramatic. And it brings us to episode 22.
The only other thing that happened at the end of that episode
what else happened?
Is Red-Footed Zeph, the owner of the restaurant, came out and he told Sanjay, he's like, you should join this tribe. You should join their crew.
So yeah, please leave. Nobody likes
please.
you.
You should leave. Get out. Anyway, episode 22.
Episode 22. Meatball of Doom.
Meatball of Doom. Let's go.
Which I think, maybe I was remembering it in this part. But yeah, he's like, yeah, you can just leave. Nobody here likes you. You don't really do anything anyway. You get into fights all the time and you just hit on women. Mm-hmm. You're basically useless. Which is what, I think we were both leaning that Sanji was Zeph's son, but I guess not.
I don't know. They haven't
hard.
established anything yet. Really.
Yeah,
I
so I
mean,
guess
they're
it could
both
still
blonde.
happen. Which is
And they're both blonde, and it's established that Sanji has been there the longest out of anyone else in the kitchen.
we actually, I guess it's worth noting, we see Sanji use some like weird, like it shows like a silhouetted action thing of him breakdance kicking.
Yeah.
And Zeph does the same thing to Luffy.
Yeah.
So like Zeph definitely trained Sanji to do
Yeah.
some crazy.
Maybe even raised him, but
Fighting.
we don't know
Yeah.
if they're like related.
Oh, maybe Zeph nursed Sanji.
Skin to skin.
Like he was a baby and he was starving then.
Oh,
And he knew that
found he was
and
a
he knew that
baby.
the only people who fed babies were chefs. So he's like, I want to be a chef so I can feed all the babies.
I like it.
And then he realized that not everyone's a baby. Some people are babes.
I like it.
That's my hot take on Sanji.
I like that.
That's all that happened in this. No.
And that's it. That's the one piece. Is
Yeah. Fucking. There's like 20 minutes of Don Krieg showing up. It's like a
Yeah.
whole drawn out thing.
Sanji gets put through a table. Fucking Chucky football. What's his name? What's his
Chucky
name?
football?
It's fine. One of them
Did you
says
say Chucky football?
I said fug it, chug it, football.
Fug it, chug it football.
Yeah, it's from a movie.
Oh, okay. Is that, do you want to explain it? Or?
It's from the movie Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, I saw that one in the theaters.
Yeah, it's like the drunk guy comes in while they're like in the middle of filming one of the scenes, and he's like really drunk, and he's like, "I'm fucking chugging football." I don't know. It's become a part of my vernacular where
No, it's
if
fine.
they're just like, "Oh yeah, whatever,"
I
I
get
say, "Oh yeah, fuck it, chug it, football." Anyway, someone says, "I got another 100 years of kicking your ass left in me."
Oh my god, it's such a good.
Which is a very good
It's a
line.
very good line.
Sanji goes through the table, but Usopp, Nami, and Zoro all like
Hold it.
precariously
Yeah.
grab their food out of the way.
They got their priorities straight.
Yep.
I guess this is when Don Krieg comes in, right? Or is it after?
Well, Luffy's then doing chores, but then like stops and he like looks off.
Oh
into the
yeah, he's like
distance.
holding the bag, and he's just like, it's probably 20 minutes of the episode is Luffy
Yeah, it's like-
cutting back and forth between the fog and Luffy's
Luffy.
dead,
Yeah.
just soulless stare.
Yeah, and then it cuts to people inside the restaurant, and we see another Griffin McElroy, and
Yeah,
then they
there's
all
another-
look outside.
If anyone wants to reach out to Griffin McElroy and tell him about our podcast, that'd be great. We'll have him on. I'm sure he's watched One Piece. But yeah, there's a lot of Griffins.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Griffins in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then his ship shows up. Everybody's like, whoa, what the hell? Oh my god, that flag means death.
Yep.
It's got like the hourglasses on it. It's a pretty cool flag. Gin drags Don Krieg's big ass into the restaurant.
And they beg for food.
For a while.
Everyone's being dicks to them except for Sanji.
Patty is rightfully being a dick, being like, this guy's murdered a lot of people, goes into his whole freaking background. It's like, we shouldn't let him have his strength back.
Yep.
And he was right.
Yeah. Well, Sanji is an honorable human who provides people in need with sustenance. And then Don Krieg rewards him for that honorable behavior by beating that ass.
Yeah, with a clothesline. We watched this one. I've switched over to Funimation. We watched this on Netflix, which was confusing because he clotheslines Sanji, and then they on Netflix they cut out the like credit, the cutaway stinger for commercials. So it felt like a dream sequence. Like Sanji was imagining that's what happens, and then it just happens
again.
anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so we got a double clothesline of Sanji.
Yep. You made the comment. We don't know if it's like a specific choice, but it seems like whenever someone becomes more important in this show, they are more important, they're just bigger.
Yeah, I was saying that a minute ago. Yeah, it's weird. It's like the more clout somebody, because the pirate lady from the first episode was huge.
Yeah.
She's just a big person.
And like Captain Morgan,
Like-
Hill Meppo's dad, was like,
Buggy's like slightly bigger than everybody else. Yeah, it's just weird. There's just like some, like not fat, just like the way that there are
Thick.
like small dogs.
yeah.
like a regular sized dog, and then there's like a fucking like Irish wolfhound.
Yeah.
It's weird.
There's
yeah.
like Choo size, and then there's Richie, the lion size.
There's Richie the lion size. Good old Richie. I hope he comes back. What did I? Yeah, he does a whole. Don Krieg's like, yeah, I'm a bad dude. You guys are gonna
Feed my crew.
feed
so they
my
can
crew.
Kill you.
And then Patty's like, nah, I got a joke for you, or like a dessert for you, an iron dessert. And he pulls out a big old cannon that looks like a lobster, and he says, taste my meatball of doom.
And he shoots it,
And he shoots it, and it blows up. And I think,
which is wild.
yeah,
Wow.
like immediately ready for that shit. But it doesn't do anything because Don is Pirate Iron Man.
And he says, "Are you a chef or a comedian? Because your jokes are lame."
I bet Don doesn't last long.
Does Don last?
No, you can kind of expect that Don doesn't.
Yeah,
last.
Don doesn't seem like Don
feel
got
like-
overshadowed immediately by somebody way cooler.
I don't want to
Yeah.
predict how all of these upcoming arcs go, but it feels like it's like we kind of meet our new member of the crew. A bad guy appears. They have a bunch of struggles. The bad guy dies.
Yeah.
Then they are a crew.
Well, I don't think Claudor's dead. They didn't show him die.
Oh, they didn't. No, they just saw him.
They didn't show
fucking punched in the head.
Yeah.
Meatball
this
Doom.
This is the first arc you've encountered that's more than 10 episodes.
It's true.
And you do need to keep in mind arcs get upward of 115.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already getting like foreshadowing to who I assume the next big villain is Arlong, because Nami sees like some wanted posters that Johnny and Yosuke drop, and one of them is like the dude from the intro theme, who's got like a sawtooth nose and like sharp. He looks like a shark man. So I'm guessing he's gonna be like a big bad.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Don Krieg's got a lot of guns built into his body.
A lot.
He's got a good body and a fistful of diamonds.
Yeah, he's got fucking diamond. This dude is ridiculous. He needs to feed his 100 dying men, and then we were revealed that Zeph is actually known as Redfoot Zeph, who had
He's been to the Grand Line.
he's sailed the Grand Line on his old pirate crew. We don't know who that is.
We don't.
I bet it's Gold Roger.
Probably.
I bet he's Gold Roger's
Yeah.
chef. Because who else is like that mythical at this point?
I mean,
And
we find next episode who's pretty mythical.
And like Zeph is not threatened by anybody, and Don is like intimidated by Zeph a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Because Zeph sailed the Grand Line.
yeah, and he demands.
Don got fucked up by the Grand Line.
Don got very fucked up. Yeah, he tried to sail the Grand Line, give all his men PTSD. Like Gin is clearly was probably a bad dude, but changed his ways. He's like, I don't know, nothing makes sense since I went to the Grand Line. It's so fucked up.
Which we learn about why in the next episode.
Yeah.
Episode 23.
Episode 23, titled Nami, You Piece of Shit, because we both said that while watching it. I guess I kind of bled into this. We learned that Zeph is the master of kicks. I'm going to forget everybody's fucking
You can
name
kick through
in this
boulders and crush them into sand.
Yep. We learned that Don he's like, I'm going to be king of the pirate era. And then Luffy's like, fuck you, I am.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, respect.
I love it that every time
No,
Luffy
no.
says that, that's like the thing Luffy says to piss somebody off.
He's
Like
like,
that-
I'm going to be the the king of pirates.
Yeah. And then Don doesn't confront that. He just takes the food and he's like, I'm going to go feed my dudes. Sanji
Yep.
does a cool table thing.
Yep. He flips it and sits. Flips and
Yeah.
sits.
Oh,
beautiful.
this is when Gin is revealed to have PTSD. Oh, they talk about Hawkeye Mihawk, who fucked. It wasn't necessarily the Grand Line that fucked him up. It was Hawkeye Mihawk that cut up their boats.
Yep.
And I think, I don't know about you, but I was like, oh, we'll probably see this guy in like
A lot of
a
episodes.
lot of episodes.
And
And
it's like, there he is.
Oh, here he is tomorrow.
Yeah.
we get a really good line. Like we kind of like reveal some motivations. How Zoro's like, oh, he's the strongest swordsman. I got to beat him. He's the whole reason I came out. And then somebody calls Zoro stupid, and Zoro's like,
Sanji calls him stupid.
Sanji calls him stupid,
Yeah.
and Zoro says, I'm the only one who gets to call me stupid. I bet that changes because the historian keeps sending me images that I have very little. I have more context for now, but it's just a lot of like Zoro and Sanji being really gay.
Really?
Yeah, there's like one of like Sanji
Please
wearing
keep in mind those are fan created images.
creations, which
Interesting.
the fans know. There's a very funny one though of Sanji wearing shorts, and then it's Zoro just like laying on the ground, just being like, "What is this, a brothel?" It's very funny, and it's just
I appreciated. Yes, I appreciate what all that was going on. They were like, Sanji, like, how are you gonna like go fight the like Don Krieg and his crew and stuff when you're about to feed them? Or like they just been fed and he was just like we were about to feed them. He's like, feeding someone who's hungry is my moral stance, but now they're fed, so I can kill them with a clear conscience.
I mean, everyone's got to have a hill to die on. I guess that's
I guess.
yeah. Everybody's got their very specific ones. Luffy thankfully has one that gives him a lot of flexibility.
Yeah. Sanji knows what it's like to starve.
Sanji was really hungry the other day. He's like, I'll never let anybody feel that feeling again.
As the dude was rolling up, we were watching this episode together, and we were like, "Who the fuck is this? Is it Clawhador? Is it Shanks? Is it Shanks' evil twin brother?
No,
It's Jeremy Renner.
It's Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, Dracule, Mihawk, which I saw again. The subtitles reveal a lot.
They do.
His name is Dracule, so he looks like a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
There's no way this dude, and he just has a giant cross on his back, and he fucking I mean, he's just a vampire. He's
basically a vampire.
His boat
skin
is just a
like
tiny
pale as
coffin.
white. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone's so fucking scared of like him and then like the Grand Line, and like Luffy and Zoro are just like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, there's like, look at this strong guy. We're gonna get so fucked up today. I can't wait. Hawkeye messes up Don's ship, like cuts it into 3 parts, and then we find the episode ends with Johnny and Yasuko being like, "Oh, Nami took the ship," and it's like, if it was meant to be, we'll meet again.
Yeah,
kind of
piece
thing.
of shit.
Nami, you piece of shit.
That well-coiffed.
We're probably never gonna see her again.
We'll probably never see Nami ever again.
Never, ever,
Never. Not
again.
even. Not once.
There's gonna be.
Not once.
We're gonna see her sister Nami, and then her mom.
And we can just
Mommy.
Maybe they'll see her sister Dami. But like maybe Dami will want them to call her Nami, so there's no like weird getting to know you face.
Yeah.
And that'll be the green-haired Nami you talked about.
Oh, that was
from the flashback.
What's her face? Kawina. That was Kawina in the
Really?
flashback. Yeah, I said it was Blue Nami.
Her hair wasn't blue in the episode though.
Yeah, what is it?
No, it was black.
What? Fuck off. No, you're
No,
not.
it was.
You're
It
wrong.
absolutely was. Kawina's hair is
I'm about
black.
to get spoiled.
Kawina's hair was black in the episode with the training just now.
I guess the intent was that it's black, but
Okay, well, there was like shadows or whatever.
it's the
with
anime
blue.
thing that they do where it's
Yeah,
like purpley
it's
blue.
whatever.
The intent is black.
It's fine. It's fine, everyone. Anyway, we moved on to the next episode, the last one we
managed
watched.
to just Google a character. I didn't see anything other than stuff from that episode.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah, Henry. Henry's a cat. He's looking at me. He's like, nod. He's confused. Anyway, episode 24.
Yeah, episode 24. A vampire man respects some aggressive teens.
Yep. And a couple of pervs.
And a couple of
Starts with a couple of perverts. Johnny and Yasuko.
God, this is a very good moment. And, and this was Zoro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the whole spiel about what happened with Johnny and Yasuko
And Nami.
and Nami. They were on the ship, and she's like, "Oh, I got to change into something more comfortable because I'm so hot." Wink, and they're like, okay. Oh my god, there's a girl.
girl.
I mean, they've been on. Do you think Johnny and
We didn't even
Yasuka
talk
messed
about-
around on sea together?
Well, we didn't even talk about when they
Oh, they fell over and they
fell over and
kissed.
kissed in the other episode.
And they were embarrassed.
They were embarrassed, but they liked it. There was a beautiful heart above their heads.
Yeah,
We
there was a
didn't
moment
talk about
of
that.
passion.
My goodness.
I think that just happened in this episode.
Oh, this episode?
I think that was this episode because they fall down the stairs, going toward see what Nami's doing.
Anyway,
And Nami's got they talk about Arlong here.
yes.
It seems to be a motivation for Nami.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why she hates pirates is this guy.
Probably.
He looks like a shark. What I noticed in like the intro.
Yeah.
Looks like a weird shark man, kind of like a street shark. So when they're turned around, they're like, let's take a peek. Maybe she's not done changing yet. And then she pushes them over.
Yep. And then that meets us back at where we were at the end of the episode.
Yeah. And everyone's
Luffy-
like, fucking Mihawk is so cool. And he is cool. He's a
Yeah.
very cool guy.
Like, look how cool this guy is. And Luffy's like, Zoro, Usopp, Yasuko, Gianni, go catch up with Nami.
Yep. They kind of like split up. They talk about splitting up.
Yeah.
They get to it later.
Yeah.
The best part is like all these generic ass pirates just being like, oh, that's Mihawk. He's the greatest swordsman ever. He's got such a big sword. Look at that guy. He's crazy. And just faded in the background is Zoro. And then he comes into focus and just scares the shit out of them. Yeah. Just full on Batman's them. They're like, oh my God. And then he challenges Mihawk. And most of this episode is a big battle between Zoro and Mihawk where Zoro just gets messed up.
Yeah. Mihawk's got beautiful sleeves.
He does. He's like
got gorgeous
He's
outfit.
got what pattern is that?
It's not paisley, but it's like
it's
a
paisley
weird,
adjacent.
It's paisley adjacent because it's like paisley adjacent. It's paisley, but then there's also like little hearts, like
It's
groovy hippie flowers, like mixed in
Yeah.
with it. It's fun.
It's like he like took his curtains and then made a shirt and seamed the inside of his jacket with it.
It's beautiful. It's good. It's hip. It's stylish.
He's
Yeah,
really cool.
it's
I'm
wild.
glad I'm glad we got a guy who's intimidating and scary, but isn't just like, I like eating puppies and killing orphans. My name's Glahador. I mean, granted, Glahador's the only, but Don's also just like a relentless piece of shit.
Yeah.
But in a way, I respect more than Glahador.
Yeah.
I wish Glahador was just like, yeah, I was a pirate the whole time and clotheslined somebody.
Yeah.
I promise the villains do get more complex as the show goes on.
It's fine. I think a villain. It's why like Frieza is a good villain is because he is as complicated as Goku. He is just like, I just like killing people. I'm bad, and Goku's like, I am a good boy and I like fighting, and then that's why their dynamic works so well.
Yeah. I mean,
So like, I'm more okay with it.
Zoro and fucking Hawkeye right now are pretty good. 'Cause, I mean, they
Yeah.
both have sort of the same. One already achieved the ambition, and the other one is looking to die.
Yeah, Zoro's
by-
like absolutely ready. He gets stabbed in the heart and flexes the knife out, and like Hawkeye's just like, this kid's. What did you say? This kid's got like chutzpah or
This
something.
guy's got the goods. This guy's got the juice.
Yeah, like just turns at this point. Like he.
You
blocks the
said
only-
he got hit. Zoro got hit so hard he got blasted into an episode recap.
Yeah, I wrote that. I wrote Zoro gets bodied and remembers a recap of episode 18 or 19. God, yeah. That actually was most of this episode was just recapping like Zoro's whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets like slashed across the chest after the secret tiger the tiger trap
technique. Yeah.
He actually says it fully this time. Two of his generic swords get shattered.
They
but
do.
Kuina's sword is okay.
Kuina's sword is okay.
He likes to keep Kuina in his mouth.
Interesting. I don't want to get into that. Anyway,
we will. We're gonna get into the Freudian.
We were talking about. It's very interesting how Zoro. A bunch of his techniques involve him just getting stabbed.
That's been his like main. I don't know how if he.
It's true.
Yeah, he's
At least
like
twice now.
I mean, you also said the same thing about Luffy. His whole thing is he gets shot with bullets and then shoots back with them.
Yeah,
But
They're
Zoro doesn't shoot back.
Zoro gets
stabs.
fatally
Or I guess-
wounded and just is
And then-
fine
and
after.
then he's like, it's-
He just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of, he's gotten stabbed in the stomach, what, at least twice?
I think 3 times.
Three
now.
times? This is definitely the worst one.
Yeah. For sure.
But he embraces death, and Mihawk is like, "Well, I like these kids.
Yeah.
These kids have."
Well,
Yep.
then he basically is just like Ronor Zoro, like, I see promise in you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting you live so that someday you can come and kill me,
Yeah.
and then gain the title of being the greatest swordsman on the seas.
So maybe now we'll see Mihawk in like 100 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I just like that, and then he like looks at Luffy, and he's just like, "Nice, you're a good team. See you later."
Yeah. Luffy thinks that Mihawk killed him though, and is so like overcome with rage that he launches himself, misses, and he's like, "Don't worry, he's fine. I
Yeah.
like you guys too much."
Yeah.
And then he soars off and is fucking. Oh no, he tries to leave. Then Don's like, "We're not done here yet. I'm gonna kick your butt."
Yeah. And then he's like, "Nah, shut up."
Yeah.
And then Usopp and them set off to go catch up with Nami.
Yeah.
And that's it. And we
To
saw
be
some
continued.
generic pirates with their shirts. One of them said war on it, and another one said Billy Wood.
I really want that Billy Wood tank top. I want to be Billy Wood for Halloween.
It's
Billy Wood.
Billy Wood, baby.
You may have forgotten about me, Luffy. It's me, Billy Wood.
It's me, Billy Wood.
Who was like the random chef who was Southern?
I definitely have the line.
Do you have the quote?
There's definitely some
It's like just some Southern dude. It's like, it's a chef's noble duty to always do this.
No. Sanji's like walking towards the kitchen because he's like, I'm gonna cook for those 100 pirates of Don Kriegs. And then one of the chefs who's like trying to stop Sanji with their giant like butter knives just shouts, and he just happens to have a southern accent. He just goes, "You can't get anywhere near that kitchen."
God.
It's great stuff.
Oh man, we gotta spotlight these background characters.
Yeah, it's
the
very
historian pointed out to us early on. There's a lot of good bespoke background characters.
Yeah, it's important.
The chef who's got a mustache, but it's just a scar.
Yeah,
Like
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
two scars forming a mustache is crazy.
There's a lot of great character design for characters that don't need great character design.
Yeah. I feel like I've met some like line cooks and people who work in kitchens. I feel like this is an accurate depiction of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they're just a bunch of lunatics. You had to be crazy to work in food service.
Absolutely.
So,
Having
like
done it
Patty
before,
Patty
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, Patty absolutely makes sense. He's just like running around being like, took a great dump,
Yeah.
lost a bunch of weight, let's do this.
We
Ready
didn't
for my
even like
shift.
mention he was gonna like fight one of the other like line
Yeah.
cooks who was going on about Don Krieg or something.
Yeah, it's great. Going over to the email corner.
Yeah, emails.
And this is an email from Zom Tim, who had posted in Reddit.
Thank you for the plug.
us. Thanks for the plug, Tim. Tim said, "So glad you're making this. I have a seemingly unpopular opinion, but Usopp is my least favorite crew member.
Oh.
I'll share you on the One Piece subreddit. Least favorite.
No reason why?
No reason why.
Why is
Let that
Usopp your
sink in.
least? Is it like unless it's like spoiler?
I don't know. Does Usopp do something terrible, historian? You don't tell us what it is, but
I think at different points, all of the characters will act selfishly. I think up until where I am, which is around issue 900 currently,
cruising.
Usopp's selfishness is the only one that plays a bigger role.
Interesting.
Okay,
I kind of agree.
you kind of agree.
My head right now, Usopp and Nami are in the same level.
I don't know.
Nami a little bit. Actually, no, that's untrue. Usopp's at the bottom for
I
me
feel
as
like
well.
I feel like Usopp is do or die with the crew though. Like he's like, listen, Luffy, when you die, I'm gonna be the captain, but I'll stick it with you for now.
I feel like he was useful on Syrup Island, Syrup Village, whatever. but right now he is completely useless to what is going on.
Hey, the best. Hey, and I know this is a hyper specific situation that the two people recording this podcast will understand. He truly is a Devin in every way, shape, and form. You've played D&D with Devin, and like his usefulness pays off like 1/100th of the time. But when it works, holy shit, does
Holy
it work?
shit, does it work? That's true. I mean, he did fire off that cannonball like first shot, just like,
Yeah,
and
he's
everyone's
like,
like, whoa, and he's like, I'm a pretty good shot.
really good at shooting. I can see him becoming like filling that Krillin role, right? Where like Krillin's the one who rolls up and was like, "Hey, do you remember you can do this thing?" And they're like, "Oh yeah," and then they do it, and it like helps them win. We'll see. I mean, we will see.
I have another email
Okay.
from a friend named Casey.
Oh, friend of the show, Casey.
Friend of the show, Casey. Hey, Mike and Matt. I love that you're doing this podcast and thoroughly enjoy cackling at the shenanigans each time I listen. I can't wait to hear your thoughts as the characters and plots get wilder, especially as someone who just passed 700 episodes. Also,
Oh, you're way past that. When was this
Yeah.
email sent?
Also, kudos to the historian for confirming facts and dropping knowledge. Keep up the McElroy-like energy on this marathon of a show, smiley face. P.S. What kind of devil fruit powers would you give each member of the crew based on what you know about them so far? From the one who hates the cook.
I appreciate that almost everyone besides Scurvy Juice who has emailed so far has specific like not pointed out like I love this person. They're like, here's who I fucking
This is
hate.
who I hate.
Oh my god. So which okay, so the crew right now is Luffy, who obviously has
Luffy
the gum
already
gum
has
fruit.
a gum. Yeah.
So Usopp, Nami,
Nami,
Zoro, Sanji.
In Sanji.
I mean, like, we don't know
Do we
any
want
of
to?
the...
Do we want to go
Based off of the ones we have.
Do you want to do based off the ones that we have come up with?
I mean, Sanji, I'd give the flame fruit so he can cook things real
That would
well.
make sense. Yeah. Maybe. All right. Roll with me here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones we predicted was the swoosh fruit.
What did we say? Was it the wind?
I think you said controls tides.
Controls tides.
And
okay.
I feel like that might be good for Nami because she's a
Yeah.
navigator.
So she could, like,
Huh?
push the tides in different
Yeah.
places.
Do you want to hear the other ones we predicted?
Yeah.
There was the moon fruit. There was the burn fruit, which I guess is the flame
Yeah,
fruit.
burn.
There was the lube fruit.
Maybe Sanji wants that one.
Maybe Sanji wants the lube fruit. A face was made. Hair fruit. The stick fruit. Stick fruit.
What did we say? The stick
I don't know.
fruit?
We just
the
said
power
stick.
to control sticks.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That might be good for Zoro.
I thought it was this like sticky.
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
opposite of the lube.
It's the opposite of lube.
Should we call it sticky fruit?
sticky fruit? Is probably
Yeah.
better. I will
Is there like, what about like an arm fruit?
you just sprout more arms?
Yeah.
That would be good for Zoro.
Yeah, because he
have
could
more
hold
arms.
more swords.
Arm fruit. I like that.
Fuck.
We wrote sheep fruit because of motherfucking Mary and his dumb sheep head horns.
Oh, yeah. What would Usopp get?
Usopp.
If he could get like a shoot fruit.
Shoot
gun
fruit, no.
gun fruit.
Gun fruit.
Just his hands turn into guns.
I'm very sorry to break it to you. More than 2 of the fruits you have mentioned in the last couple minutes, not under that exact name, but those powers do exist somewhere in this universe.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
I'm trying to remember. Again, like...
I mean, we also were texting inappropriate devil fruit names back and forth to each
Yeah, like
other.
the scrum fruit.
Yeah,
and
the
then
scrum fruit, the bum fruit, the cum
Okay, the
fruit,
cum
and
fruit.
inappropriate things. Sorry, everyone.
Have I seen
Post that
these
shit on
powers?
Fun
So
Piece subreddit.
I know... I'm trying to
Sorry.
think what I... Do post it on the fun piece. The fun fruit. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I've watched the movie Bad World, Big World, Strong World. Strong World?
Strong World.
I was high.
Congratulations.
I literally remember Zoro getting another head.
What?
I don't remember Sanji at all. I don't even remember Usopp in that movie.
Ooh.
I don't think Luffy did like anything. I think that movie was mostly about Nami.
The movies aren't particularly. I haven't seen all of them. I do want to go back and watch them just because it's content to watch. The movies don't seem like Luffy's time to shine.
Yeah, like he kind of gets like stuck in a rock. He does save the day and gets to be cool. Yeah, it's like I don't remember a lot of. I remember Tony Chopper. Like he's a character who sticks with you, and he's a devil fruit. What? Like he's like I don't know what devil fruit he has. I just know he looks different in every shot.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm giving you the spoilers. I know.
All right.
I remember Frankie. Who?
I don't even know anything else. No.
Okay, and I think there's another person.
There's a skeleton guy, right?
Oh yeah, there's a skeleton guy.
No, there's actually one other member of the crew that.
There's another person I can't remember.
Is it the boobs lady?
The boobs lady?
Is it?
You walked in on a very unfortunate shot, but a lot of women in the One Piece universe, Oda has gifted and cursed with like J cups.
Sorry, I apologize for my crude asking of the character. I'm pretty sure they were like talking about that though in the movie. Weren't they talking about it? Or am I just making that up?
I think you're making that up.
I think I came up and I was just like,
what
are you watching?
The fucking
It's just anime, Matt.
the bad guy in Strong World controls the ocean.
He's probably Moon or
Yeah.
Swoosh.
Right? And he's got a monkey?
I have not watched that one.
I don't know. I haven't watched either. Hey everybody, what we're probably going to do though.
This is a Strong World Watch podcast.
Yeah, anyway.
I try to remember what the fuck happened in that movie.
For the next 100 episodes of podcast, it's going to be like, did this happen? I think we should, I know at some point we're going to do like a long episode where we just record our reactions as we watch a movie.
Yeah, maybe when we hit like certain listener caps, we'll release special episodes where Matt and I would drink a lot probably.
Yeah.
And give our live like
that might be fun.
Record ourselves watching a movie so you can listen along like a director's commentary.
Yeah. So keep spreading the word. Thank you to folks who have done things so far. Thanks to the email, Tim, KC, and Scurvy Juice.
Yeah,
thanks.
Keep using us as your personal. Just keep sending them. Write a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever your podcasts are sold.
Oh yeah, there you go. Sold.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Go down to the farmer's market, pick out a new podcast.
The internet says that if we get to 50 listeners,
50,
50, that then we can do other things. So that'd be cool.
We're 12th on the animation.
This
thing.
This is another exciting thing. Thanks to all of you wonderful people listening so far. I got an email today from Apple Podcasts that says that Fun Piece Podcast has good performance for Apple Podcast rankings, and we are currently 12th in the category of animation and manga in the United States. I mean, I don't know how many animation manga podcasts there are, but 12 seems like a decent number for
there's at least 15.
Yeah.
If you break like top 5, you have to get yourself One Piece merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've bought you a bunch, having not known anything about One Piece.
And I appreciate that about you so much. If you guys become number 1, you have to get a One Piece tattoo.
I know which one I'm getting.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. If anything,
I found a $12. I got recommended a $12 one that's just Kid Buggy.
Heck yeah. But yeah, if you all want anything specific out of this other than just us being goofballs and talking about the fun things we like about One Piece, send us that email. If you think we should make more content or something, like we have the time, let us know if we should like make an Instagram or something. I don't fucking know.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We're just having fun right now, and we appreciate y'all listening. I don't know how many people are actually listening, but according to Apple Podcasts,
how do you even check the
12.
rankings on Apple Podcasts? What's the email?
It's funpiecepodcast@gmail.com.
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 Leave us funny reviews.
Yeah, it'll be in the episode description, so you can just pop on that. And yeah, thanks everybody. We're gonna listen next week. We're not gonna listen next week. We're gonna be watching episodes 25 to 30. Yeah, episode 25 to 30. We're gonna finish off the Baratie restaurant arc, and I'm assuming that will end with Sanji dying, but then coming back to life and joining the crew. And I'm sure there will be some sort of reuniting with Nami at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks everybody. We're gonna play out the podcast. I don't have a new musical instrument, so I'm gonna just grab some car keys and jingle them to the music. Everybody ready?
Is it still the bop?
Yeah.
Okay.
And hi, cat. Anyway, and do you have anything funny to say?
No. No, I'm all out.
Fair enough. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I scared a cat. Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum.
This is terrible audio. Why?
Should we stop doing this?
I don't know.
Part, I think.
We might need to stop doing this.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Leave it in a review. 5 stars, please.
5 stars. Only give us 5 stars if you want us.
The One Piece is the 5 stars you gave us.
Yeah, thank you.